Hey, what's up everyone? We're coming at you with a breakdown of all of the specialists that have been released in Battlefield 2042 so far. So there are 10 of them and they all come from different origins, so I'm going to do my best to pronounce the names. If I butcher one, I apologize in advance, but I'm going to do my best here. So first up, we have Webster McKay. He's part of the Assault class. He has the grappling hook specialty and the nimble trait. So right here you can see he's grappling up and he is getting to a vantage point where he can take somebody out. When I was playing the beta, I played a ton of McKay. I just think that his mobility was insane, and it was one of the most useful things in the game. And then he has the nimble trait, increased agility when aiming down sights and ziplining. I'm just assuming that it means you're more mobile on zip lines and while aiming down sights, and maybe you're able to aim a little steadier on zip lines, but I guess we'll see how that plays out. Next up is Maria Falk. She is part of the support class. She has the S21 Surrett pistol specialty and the combat surgeon trait. So you can see that she can shoot it at her teammates, and that comes out immediately. And then it looks like you have to take a second to administer yourself with it. This is why I think she's not as useful as I was expecting, just because that little time that it takes to inject yourself, that's all the time that somebody needs to kill you if you've already been at low health. And then her combat surgeon trait, you're able to revive fallen teammates back to full health. And again, we see that the support class is able to revive teammates and squad mates, whereas everybody else is just able to revive squad mates. Next up is Piotr Boris Guskowski. He is part of the engineer class. He has the SG-36 Sentry System specialty and the Sentry Operator trait. So you can see with the Sentry System, you just deploy a turret that spots and engages enemies. The spotting enemies is super unique, and I think that's going to be some really good intel to have. And then we have his Sentry Operator trait. When you're standing near a turret, it boosts its efficiency. I think what that might mean is that it locks onto targets quicker, maybe it shoots faster, but either way, it does seem like, you could maybe set your turret up around a corner and then kind of stand by it, wait for the turret to spot them, and then you and the turret can shoot at them together. Next, we have Wickus Casper Van Dale. He's part of the Recon class. He has the OVP Recon drone and the movement sensor trait. So his Recon drone, you can see it reveals enemy positions, and it'll also disrupt their electronics. I'm wondering if that just means that if you spot them or if you highlight them, their map won't work anymore. That's what I'm assuming happens, or maybe it even messes with their HUD, kind of like how the Storm does or the Tornado. So that'll be interesting to see. And then the movement sensor, you are able to detect incoming threats with your sensor equipment. What's actually really funny is during the beta, I kept spawning in as Casper, and I was wondering what this little blip on the bottom of my screen was. And then it turns out it was this movement sensor ability. So you can see here, it turns red, and so he's able to know that there's somebody behind him. He turns around and gives him a quick pop. And then we have Kimball Irish Graves. He's part of the engineer class, and he has the fortification system and the veteran trait. And so we can see here this fortification system, you set it on the ground, and it looks like that is some bulletproof glass right there. So you're able to kind of see through and determine where your enemy is, and then you can pop up and get them real quick. And then it looks like the fortification system also comes with maybe some sort of trophy system that you can set down that'll block some explosives or something. I'm not 100% sure, and I also am not quite sure what the veteran trait is. We don't have a ton of gameplay on him. He seems like he's going to be able to hold down an objective really well. So here we have Naveen Rao. He is part of the Recon class, and he has the specialty of Cyber Warfare Suite with the Trojan Network trait. If you kill a hacked target, it's going to reveal people. You can see over there, it gave a little blip as to the enemy's teammate right there. And then his Cyber Warfare Suite, being able to hack enemies' equipment and the in-world objects. This was actually something that any soldier could do in Battlefield 4, I believe. These little stoppers on the car right here. And so now it looks like he's kind of the only one to be able to do this. Next up, we have Santiago Dozer Espinoza. He is part of the Assault class, and he carries the SOB-8 ballistic shield. with the blast resistant trait. You can see take less harm and recover faster from explosive damage. That's pretty sweet. And then his shield looks really cool, and you can actually see here, it looks like it's reflecting bullets because he gets the kill on that guy. And then, of course, we got to have some epic Battlefield gameplay here. Next, we have Emma Sundance Rosier, part of the Assault class. She has the specialty of smart explosives and the wingsuit trait. So I actually thought that all characters in the game were going to get this wingsuit. So I was a little upset to see that only she got it, but it does definitely make her unique. And you can see some really sick gameplay of her flying in through that window and then getting up to the top platform. It looks like this thing carries with momentum, which is a really interesting trait. Maybe if you get up to a super high point on the map, you can fly down and then swoop up to a place that's like a little less high, but still get a ton of height out of it. So that might be pretty cool. And now you'll see her smart explosives. So these can be anti-armor, EMP, or scatter grenades. I am wondering how hard they track right here, because you can see the helicopter's kind of just floating steady right there. So I wonder if they chase effectively, or if they're kind of slow in maneuvering, and that'll kind of be the way to avoid dying to one of those. Next, we have ji-soo, part of the Recon class, and her specialty is the EMGX scanner with the threat perception trait. So you can see this threat perception trait automatically spot enemies who deal damage to you. I think this is a really interesting trait. Where I actually think this is going to come in most handy is Hazard Zone. I think that if you are, constantly moving, maybe an enemy sniper doesn't have the opportunity to get a headshot on you, and you originally wouldn't know where they are. Now you have her threat perception to kind of tell the group, hey, this other group's over here. I think that's going to be super useful in that instance. Again, we'll see how it plays out. But then you can see this scanner display an electromagnet overlay of hostiles in cover. I think what could be cool is if there's some sort of like bullet penetration that she's able to take advantage of. But anyways, she seems like a pretty unique character and completely information based. Next up, we have Constantine Angel Angel, the specialty with the loadout crate and his trauma specialist trait. So you can see the trauma specialist right here, very similar to what the medic used to be in the Battlefield franchise. So that's pretty cool. I played a ton of medic in all of the past games. And so I could also see myself focusing on this guy. And now here we have his loadout crate, provide armor, ammo, and new loadouts to yourself and allies. So I think that when he throws a pack at his teammates, it just provides them with armor and ammo. And then I think he has to call in the loadout. I am interested to see how this loadout will play a part in the game. To me, it seems like a lot of a process to go through for not that much benefit. Although I do think you could probably find some use with it in Hazard Zone. Let's say that you just pushed up on a group on the data drive and you had to be fighting close combat, but then you want to go for another, or you want to hunt a different group. You can always call in and get a few snipers on your squad or something like that. And now we do get to see that you can make your own specific loadouts, so that will be pretty cool. Being able to set up, maybe you even call him in Conquest when there's a helicopter that's really been pestering you, or a tank or something, and you just pull out a couple rocket launchers so that you can take care of that. But that's it for the specialists. Let me know what you guys think about them, or if you have any different interpretations from what I had said. Anyways, thanks for being here, and we'll see you in the next one.